Hello and welcome to this final boss fight live stream of Dungeons and Dragons. My name is John and I am joined by Sean.
Hello.
By Kaboom.
Hello.
By Tanny, maybe.
No.
Nope.
I mean, she's there, but she's mute.
By Ben, again.
Come share a drinking venture with us.
We are once again rejoined by our illustrious Canadian, Maddie.
Hello.
And Scar has returned to France, and I remembered his secret identity this time.
Yeah, you did. Well done, you. Please, a round of applause for the first time in 3 years.
Is it?
It's almost the first time.
It's probably the first time in quite a while. It's difficult. I don't know why.
It's 4 letters.
It's the same amount of letters in his actual name.
That's why it's
No, it isn't. There's two A's. S.
No,
K.
there's 2 R's.
I mean, it's different. God damn it!
Oh wait, no.
It's pronounced differently.
But you have only 4 letters to pronounce.
You're underestimating his ability. With
Yes,
language.
very much so.
Wait, shit, there's a second R.
Yeah, otherwise he's the lion, the evil lion from The Lion King.
No,
Well, even
that's
still,
with a
that's
C.
with a C, not a K.
That's a normal scar.
Anyway, we are here to play
We're gonna
some
have to do a video on that
dungeons.
one. Evil scar, normal scar. Right.
We'll have to get Scar to grow out a full goatee for Evil Scar.
Right, you heard it. That's what we need for MCM now.
Anyway, we are here to play some Dungeons and Dragons. Last time this group mostly got together, you guys wandered around the Tomb of Annihilation a little bit. You went downstairs and you rescued Riordan, or more actually, Riordan ran back up the stairs at breakneck pace, screaming about the fact that there was a humongous monster following him, and when it did, you guys beat the living tar out of it.
So, to be clear, we didn't rescue Riordan. He brought troubles to us then.
He brought the party to you guys.
He forced us to rescue him.
He was
I know
like,
you
hey
guys like to
guys,
party."
I just encountered this fun guy and I don't want to encounter him alone, so here, I'll bring him to you guys.
You guys then followed him back down the stairs and encountered the tomb dwarves, and upon them leading you, you also encountered a wight by the name of Withers, and took over his office after he blasted you with a lightning bolt that nearly saw an end to Theodas.
Yeah, especially when I asked you to keep me safe.
You were safe,
Ish.
mostly.
You might have ended up in a suit of armor, separated and reconnected, but you would have been safe.
Technically, it's not John's fault you failed your dex check.
I mean, to be fair,
It is John's fault, though, that I was in the 3rd position.
to be fair, you weren't dead,
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
and so that's fine.
Thank you very much for that. Much.
You didn't die, and you got a nice rest in the office, and you're back to full health now. You got a bit of a burning mark on the front of your armor, but you know,
What armor?
good point.
Okay, you've got a bit of burning on your shirt. But
Yeah,
still.
your shirt's got a little bit of a hole in it, and it's like
Right,
still
actually.
smoking a little bit.
Got a ventilation hole.
Yeah. You guys.
Hold on, question, John.
Yes.
Did my armor go down by 2 points?
Shouldn't have done, I don't think.
Because on D&D Beyond got 15 armor, but on my character sheet got 13.
Huh.
I need to open D&D Beyond, I completely forgot about that.
Do you have a shield on your roll 20?
I do have a shield.
It's just not
Shield and leather
just the
armor.
shield. 2 AC, so it should be fine. And your leather armor.
It says it's doing automatic. Let me try this. Doop. Doop. Let me try this.
I wouldn't mind that, honestly, Garboom.
I mean, that's the point where Theodas look at the shield and is like, hey, shield makes me more got a better AC. So if I cover myself in shields.
Unfortunately, the shield bonus only works on one shield. But now you have an armor class of 15 because apparently it doesn't do the maths right. You then, Riordan then led the way down the stairs that he found, and you appeared on the 3rd level of the tomb. You swiftly downed another of the tomb guardians.
We're very smarty sides.
And then Riordan snuck through a small crawling space and touched a skull, and now the golden skull is following him around.
I do have a question. Do we have actually 9 people here to get 9 curse?
Nope.
Ah, shit, some of us will have to take more than one.
The skull is now following Riordan around telling jokes, and that's perfectly
do we
fine.
see it?
Yep. And you
Yeah,
can
it's a floating skull.
you can hear it. It's there and it's talking.
If you know any good jokes, tell it. You can try and tell it better.
So wait, I have a question. Can Riordan actually communicate with the skull?
Yep.
And can we hear the communication, or
Yep.
do we just see? Okay.
Nope.
So...
It's a skull floating around his head.
Is it the same skull that was in Golden Tooth and ran away so fast that it went to Cholt and...
No, it's a different skull.
I want this to be canon, though.
Question: is the skull overly loud, or is it keeping quiet, knowing that we're in a tomb and we're trying to be sneaky?
Oh no, it's the first one. It don't give a shit.
It's not.
You got to understand the skull. It's been in there for decades, centuries, or whatever. It's missing company.
You have also, while you've been walking around on this 3rd level of the tomb, noted a purple mold that I'm sure Theodas can see in the hallway. I don't know if anybody else.
I can see
Yeah.
a tiny bit, like at the edges here.
It looks
Torin is
tasty.
actually rolling into it.
There is a purple mold growing on the floor and walls of this level of the shrine, and it smells. It smells bad. Smells-
For roses.
Smells like rotting corpses.
Oh, that's less pleasant than roses.
Torin,
Yes.
Sean, you looked through the window, didn't you, into the into the trap room?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you this.
Woo!
If you look in Chapter 5, Tomb of the Nine Gods, you should now see Area S38.
Revolving room diagram.
So this is what you saw through the...
It's just like, it's kind of like I said last time, it's kind of a barrel that's
Yeah.
kind of on its side, rotating around and around and around.
That's how
And
that
blasting-
room looks.
And blasting horrible crap out, if I'm not very much mistaken.
Yes.
Hmm.
Similarly, Torin, given where you are currently stood, could you make me a quick perception check?
A quick perception check.
A quick
At this
perception
time
check.
of night.
Yeah, with these kinds of people.
I'm
In
a
this-
Sunday.
Yes, precisely.
The Archduke of Wimbledon here.
No, Torin.
I don't know. All girls dormitory.
Really?
And no, Philippe, you have no idea what it is.
let's try.
Perception. I'll make sure I'm not on fucking advantage or anything. Perception. 14.
As you walk into this patch of purple mold, you just look down and you see an eyeball. open, look at you, close.
Yeah, sounds like medicine to me.
I kind of just lean over, like, round to turn around. I turn to the others and just say, "We're being watched."
And with that, another eyeball just opens in the mold.
I flip it off.
It looks at you.
Are you allowed to do that as a paladin?
Yeah.
There's
It's
nothing-
in another
Evil
that's coming out.
eyes.
So.
There's nothing in the rulebook against it.
You broke your you broke your law.
Literally, 5th edition is very lenient on paladins now.
Yeah,
I-
in previous editions, you had to be lawful good.
I can just imagine the paladin. I flip him off. You broke your oath. Wait, what?
All of your power goes.
Even then, Kalemvor doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he is very forgiving.
He just only cares that, you've lived as right as you could be, and that you make sure no horrible undead things are roaming around. That's what they want.
So for the rest, for the rest of you 6 that are currently in this small, slightly cramped room, you guys stealthed and squeezed your way through this tiny passage here, one at a time, and popped out into
Yeah.
this. Well, all of you except for Seraphine and Renala, who, for the crawl space, it was quite nice and large.
Okay.
You squeezed and you pushed and you got into this small room, and Riordan and Torin have gone on ahead a little bit, crossed a corridor in front of you, and are disappearing into a room. Or Riordan is disappearing into a room at the other end.
Well, we need to go and catch up to them.
Question. Did we get any indications on what to do? Did they tell us that we're going to the corridor? Did they tell us to stay? Did they tell us anything?
Riordan has just kind of charged off.
Yeah, as usual.
Well, we were taking a look. Well, all we ended up saying was, for the sake of what I remember last time, is that we did not want to go towards the 2 armored guys with chain between them, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, there were two of the guardian things we've been fighting in these alcoves with a
Yeah.
chain crossing the corridor.
But they haven't noticed and not paying attention. I sort of badly stealthed out and they didn't care. So what we said is that we don't want to go down that way to trigger them. So we want to explore this way instead. And I ran ahead.
And pretty much everyone was in the room at that point, so...
Okay,
would
so
all
you
know
ran
this.
in and Torin followed you. It was just to make sure you.
I'm not following you at any sort of pace, I will add.
Can I look in the room?
You can look in the
in the
room.
room.
Can I look in the room?
Riordan. I believe I read this out last time, but
Potentially.
for the purposes of the stream,
Doesn't matter, he sees nothing.
You should borrow one of the mold eyeballs to see that.
I will just read out what the description of the room is. You don't see anything special. A small 4-columned portico juts out from the far wall, beneath which a stone sarcophagus rests in a wall recess. 4 ceramic frog masks hang around the sarcophagus in these sort of gaps in the wall. Beneath the masks, humanoid bones are strewn across the floor. To the east, a large carving of a tentacled frog monster squats above a shrine. Offerings lie on a shelf before it. 4 rectangular frescoes adorn the adjacent wall. So this wall has the shrine. This wall has the frescoes. I realise I should possibly say that a second time, but showing the map to the stream.
Probably a good idea.
This
Is the stream
wall-
already yelling at you for the map then?
No, I just realised I pinged and was like, this is where the thing is, and this is where the other thing is.
And-
This
oh
is
wait,
where
no
the
one can
shrine
see where
is.
I'm pointing at.
This is where the shrine is. And this wall has 4 frescoes on it.
What on earth is a fresco?
It's, like a relief.
Ah, okay.
An
Like a-
artsy-fartsy thing.
It's a marble relief, like an engraved painting.
Ah, pretty.
Wait, no, I'm thinking. I'm sorry, it's not a drink. I'm thinking of fresca.
No.
No, don't edit the
Wrong thing.
token.
That's a different thing. Yes.
What would it do in a tomb, though?
I don't know.
It will
Okay.
sit there being refreshing.
We saw that it wasn't a tomb like any others, to be fair.
Yeah, but fresco.
Are we gonna move forward, or are we gonna?
I mean-
I'm waiting for Riordan to trigger all the traps, and then we go in.
Yeah,
Well, Raiden has walked further in, and
I will go in.
Could
He's
we
gonna
stealth
go over and
it,
pick up one
or
of the
should we
masks.
stealth it? Is more the correct thing. Should we stealth
well,
it?
nothing's jumped out so far.
One moment,
we
I'm
should
gonna
move-
sneeze.
Oh, thank God! I
Yes.
thought something.
Oh.
I thought for a
Bless
second I
you.
picked up the mask. It's like, oh no!
Thank you.
I pick up the mask. 1 second, please. No.
So Philippe,
Yep.
Theodas, Seraphine, you can see
Pick
down
up
this
the mask,
way.
14 Drasks fall out.
You can see down this end of the corridor. There are two giant suits of armor with spikes on that you've come to know as Tomb Guardians, with a chain connecting them.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
So wait.
Run.
So when you say the chain connecting them, like the chain is going like this.
It is a 15-foot long chain, so it droops in the middle. It is just
Ah.
connecting between the two of them. It's sort of chest to chest.
Mm.
And then at this end of the corridor, there is a set of double doors that is closed.
Yeah, no thanks. Let's just keep going straight.
Yeah, definitely.
We're rolling perceptions then?
You can roll perceptions if you like.
Why not?
That's a,
hey,
that's a bad
Spider
number
Sam.
for me.
I don't know what I see.
But with a plus 9 and 19 is bad.
Yeah, 19. Well, it's not too bad.
I can just imagine that being like X-ray vision didn't trigger.
You see just a little bit better than I do. Come and get a frog mask.
No, I'm not touching anything in this tomb, thank you very much.
So you
Why?
see a number of. You basically see the description.
Okay.
There are a number of frescoes, paintings on the wall.
Depicting.
The first one shows. I mean, do you all want to go into the room?
I'm waiting for Philip to actually get in, because like
I'm waiting for everyone else to go past me.
Okay.
I even know what's
Sure.
going on. I just got here.
I'm now in the room. Join us!
whenever Roll20 wants to update, I will be in the room.
Seraphim, come get a mask.
Roll20
They
is
look
really
very pretty.
I think I have to refresh it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it took a hot
Ah,
second for me to
Actually, I
get
put
it.
that on a
Hey,
bad
there-
tip. Give me a second. I need to fix this problem.
I am in the room.
Can I have the 18 or the 17?
I'll give you the 17.
Thanks. Cool. Let me just
Um,
get out of this area.
So, Sammy, you look at the wall with the paintings on it, not just in general.
Just looking one brick.
The first painting shows a frog-like behemoth using its tentacles to help the Omuan people knock down a mighty statue. In the foreground, an old woman wearing a frog mask tosses 5 coins from her hand as though she is sowing seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Shh. This
Too late now. Too late.
again. This is why I shouldn't be friends with the Justice League. Hey, Clark. Clark, who? Fuck.
I'm sorry, Bruce.
In the second painting, A frog-like behemoth wraps its tentacles around a giant crocodile as Omuan hunters stab the crocodile with their spears. In the foreground, an old man wearing a frog mask that looks very similar to the one that Riordan has just put on holds a bug up to his open mouth.
Yum.
In the third painting, a frog-like behemoth with 4 Omuan hunters riding on its back finds a small boy in the jungle. The hunters seem happy. In the foreground, a young woman wearing a frog mask holds a knife in one hand and a headless chicken in the other.
Okay, random.
In the fourth and final painting, a frog-like behemoth wallows in a shallow pool as the Omuans offer it urns and food and treasure as tribute. Cracks in the fresco obscure the head of the human figure in the foreground, but you can see that it grasps a lit candle.
And we can assume it has a frog mask again. Simply.
I was going to say, does it look like the same froghemoth that ate Seraphim?
It doesn't look like exactly like it's difficult to tell. It is the same creature. It is definitely a.
It is a froghemoth.
It is definitely a frog-eomoth. It's not exactly. You can't tell whether it's exactly the same one or not.
Seraphim, put on a frog mask. They look friendly towards the ones in the frog mask.
I don't believe that.
I wouldn't touch
That's just-
anything in this tomb, considering what happened to you.
And me.
No, wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that. No. I'm good.
Mr. Dragonbait, get back here.
The insides are different. Here. Yeah, she might be thinking that in her head. She's like, oh, this is tame to what I saw. What? Okay, let's start trying to see if there's anything that we can do in here. Do we do investigation, I'm guessing?
You can do an investigation if you'd like.
If I can get Roll20 to work, I will do an investigation.
Nope, I'm just
I'm just staring at the tomb at the end.
And yay!
Torin!
All
Yes!
suck except Torin.
Torin. Still Torin.
Yep, sorry.
Phil, if you want to try.
You know what? Just ask Dragonbait to try. At this point, I'm thinking just the dragon people
And
can.
then watch as he explains in vivid smell-o-vision.
What is it?
I could cast tongues on him, and he could.
What
speak
does
and he really
what does
have to.
investigation come off again? Is it intelligence?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
No!
Yeah.
Twinsies,
I just turned to Dragonbait. Come on, Dragonbait. Search. Looks at me with a big grin. Oh my god.
He just looks at you with a blank face and just smells of lemons. He's just happy to be here, guys.
I just imagine Tilda saying Dragonbait, can you tell me what you find? And then Dragonbait is like, tell.
I just thought there's a certain smell of what does search mean?
Torin.
More importantly, what does the smell of a fruitless search smell?
John,
Desperation. Cool.
Guys, you know that guy at Oberlacher? Yeah, he said just be careful, don't try the masks.
Riordan is wearing a mask.
Of course he is.
Everyone turns to Riordan at that moment.
For Leaf,
Try the mask.
for Leaf and Torin. For Leaf and Torin.
Mhm.
While everybody else sort of searches around the top end of the room, around the sarcophagus, around the frescoes that For some reason, Romad is just poking the eyes in the mold. You're not sure why. You guys search the shrine on the wall. There is a 6-inch tall stone statuette of a Frogyemoth that has an inscription on its base in Old Omuan. There is a copper bowl containing rat bones. There are 4 dead cockroaches. There is a green wax candle that you think you can still light. And 5 gold pieces.
Turns to the fresco.
Turns to fresco, turns back. I think that's a ritual.
So you need to throw the 5 coins like you are.
You throw
Throwing
the 5
seeds?
coins, make a sacrifice, light a
While
candle,
wearing masks.
and eat a bug, by the look of it. But
Yep.
is there a specific order, or is
Is
there...
it eating a bug or offering a bug? Does it
No.
look like that? Is it putting it to his
He's
mouth?
holding
or
it up to his open mouth.
Ah. Does
I-
someone
I-
want to trade with me?
I'd say
I
the
suggest you take the mask off.
I'd say the order should be coins first, because that would be the way of reading the fresco.
But then
Do the masks seem to be specific? So on the fresco, do they seem specific to the specific masks which are here?
No, they all just appear to be... all the masks appear to be the same.
Oh.
there's nothing really showing. I mean, they're obviously in order left to right, but there's nothing really saying what order. So maybe it
Well-
doesn't matter as long as you do them.
We could always do it all at once.
But by default, I'd say left to right. I mean, unless Amurans are known to go right from right to left.
Maybe I don't
Unless
know.
it's meant to tell a story, in which case the story is meant to be told in a particular order. What did it say
Question.
again? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So it's
Question: would either of the voices in Seraphine's or Romad's head know? Like if there's a specific order?
Romad's voice
Okay,
has
no.
just said, "Be careful about putting the masks on."
Okay.
Your
about
voice
this?
is saying nothing at the moment.
Do you know what
Hey.
order we're supposed to go in?
I would
Romance
ask Safe, but I don't think
ask
he's going to know.
The mental equivalent of a shrug.
Which is
Okay.
meh.
Yaka, can you give us any clues?
When I was younger, I felt like a man trapped inside a woman's body. Then I was born.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, how does that work towards this?
I
think
was
I'm
playing
missing the
chess
metaphor.
with my friend, and he said, "Let's make this interesting." So we stopped playing chess.
Shut up! For his
Hey,
hand,
have you heard
that's
about the
not it.
two? Have you heard about the two monkeys in the bath? First one says to the other one, "Ooh, ooh, ha, ha, ha." The other one says, "We'll put some cold water in."
All right. I have another question though. We see masks. Is it always going to be the same person to do all this? Or does it need to be someone different every time?
Romad, you throw the hand axe at the skull, and it just pings off.
Ping.
What?
Show our comedian friend some respect.
So at this point, Philip is just looking at Romad and is like, "What the fuck?"
I fucking hate jokes, okay? There's no time for jokes in this. God.
Does
Yeah,
that
okay,
mean
you're
you
gonna
were
have to
going
try
to do
harder with
that
this one.
with, for instance, Renata or Seraphine, just throwing an axe at their head if they make a joke?
when the axe hit, did it even like wobble in the air at all or anything?
Nope.
It literally just
Tonk.
like it was fuck all.
Like it didn't care. And Theodas is walking away.
Please don't live. What am I
Don't leave, Theodas. Romad will throw an axe at your head for that.
I'm little Philip. I just don't like the skull. I don't trust it. Well, where's all my bloody... Oh god, I've gone into the different spectrum of things.
It's not just a skull. What's a skull gonna do? It floats and it tells jokes.
Don't
And it was
trust it.
found in this tomb.
Tomb
think-
is...
And
You
I
think
thought it
that-
was going to be like that skull key thing that you got as well. I mean, you said it was something skull-shaped, I thought.
S pulls the skull out with a large metal contraption on it.
I don't know. I was trying to take a look underneath it. He came to life. He wouldn't let me pick him up, and then he started floating. What was I supposed to do?
Leave it alone.
Where's
I'm just supposed to tell whether
where's
it
the
has anything
skull
underneath it.
standing?
It's
Ah,
just
that's
floating
not-
around Riodan.
Okay, I'm just gonna go and pick up my... You guys pick up Zach's hand axe somewhere.
So down in the other room,
Yeah, Theodas sits back and kind of like just waits, and Brunella will sit. I think there's a staircase or something. So sits
there
on
is
the
a staircase.
Seraphine just like kind of follows after you guys, and she comes like just kind of sticks her head in the room, just hi guys.
Hey,
Is there any reason why you came back this way? Because I mean I don't know how the tomb works, but as far as I know, I think we're supposed to be moving forward.
Oh, I
Then
know.
Again, who knows with this place?
I know what you're supposed to do, but I just couldn't deal with the rest of them anymore. Trying to understand this riddle and just throwing anhaxes at people and
Yeah, that's right. I don't know what that was about, but
we are wasting so much time. Instead of concentrating on this riddle, we're just babbling with skulls and fighting and doing random other shit like this.
well, I'd hate to say it, but we probably won't get much further if we split, because that's the last thing we should be doing in this.
I know, but I'm gonna leave them to it.
Are you
If
sure
they-
about that?
If they need my help, they'll come and find me, but I doubt it.
Okay, well, I think I need your help because I'm not very good with riddles. So I would trust you and Renala's judgment a bit better on it.
Well,
than
Torin
I
is
would trust you.
Torin or Riordan will probably sort this one out. They're pretty intelligent.
What about Philippe and Romad and...
Well, if
Well,
Romat can just
I
stop
imagine...
throwing in hexes at everything, then maybe.
Out of character, I don't know what's going on. I just not long got back and I don't even know what the riddle is.
I could say Dragonbait might be able to get it, but he'd have a hard time conveying it. But I think it would be helpful if you guys did come back and help us sort it out, because if I'm being completely honest, I want to get that room dealt with as quickly as possible, because it has a lot of kind of creepy masks in there that kind of bring up bad memories.
Yeah. And of course, as soon as we got into the room, they touched everything. Well, Riordan did.
Yeah, well, sadly that isn't something we can do much about. What we can do
I'm just
is
feeling like I'm trying so hard to keep everyone alive, like, and despite my best efforts, they just don't care. It seems like they don't care about living or dying.
well, I care about living, and I know that you two do.
I don't know how Torin does it, though. I would have abandoned way longer than he is.
Torin is pretty strong, both physically and mentally. I think that's... And plus he seems just very determined. Get this thing sorted. That's what he was assigned to do, right?
I'm just thinking that every day we're probably losing someone else. Last time I talked to Torin about the curse, he reminded me of how many people that was probably suffering of it, and this bickering, this constant bickering and constant doing everything but trying to solve this tomb. I just want out. I want to feel the air of the outside world again, not smell another rotting flesh somewhere here.
Well, sitting up against a wall isn't gonna do much help with that, so...
Going with them sometimes feel like sitting up against a wall, honestly. I know I generalize, but...
Okay.
when we are to be focusing on the most important, there's always that comes up. And to be fair, Riordan's transformation is not making me feel comfortable either.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it'll fade. At least the goat bits, because
I
I
don't
imagine
know.
that can't be fun.
I don't
But-
know if it's that, I don't know if it's the tomb itself, also.
Oh. I think it was clear from the moment we came in here that the tomb wasn't gonna be easy. I mean, look at the process it took us just to get inside. But I think the only thing we can do is just try to push forward. Try to solve these riddles as quickly, but also as carefully as we can. So no one gets hurt. And the sooner we solve it, the sooner we can get out of here alive.
He smirks a bit and just says, oh, that's too late for the, let's not have someone getting hurt.
Okay. But we're afraid. Let's hope that we all get out here at least with no one dying. I guess it's unrealistic to say that no one's gonna get hurt, because I mean, look at what has happened thus far. But hopefully we can get out of here at least with no one dying.
Okay then. If you think that my help will be of any advantage to you guys, then I will help, although I doubt it.
Well, I know it'll at least be of help to me, because I've never been the smartest.
Don't
No,
diminish
no,
your
of
intellect,
course.
okay?
I am diminishing my intellect all I want. I look at that and I see scary frog. You look at it and you probably see what we're supposed to do.
I look at it and I see a fresco I don't understand, in an order I don't understand, depicting a monster that I already fought and wish not to see again.
Which is more than I know, so come on. Maybe you'll be able to help.
I don't see it as more than you know. Don't diminish your own intellect, so I think you're smarter than you look.
Well, I'm glad one of us did, but either way. Let's go
Meanwhile,
and hopefully they've figured something out that'll help us get at least some headway on it.
Romad,
Mm-hmm.
You look at the base of the shrine.
Got it.
There is it's a 6-inch tall statue of a frogyemoth,
Okay.
and it has an inscription around the base that reads, "Give thanks to me as others have done since the dawn of time."
He says that out loud, and hopefully for Torrent to hear as well and to leave. This Rockhemoth seems to be quite, egoistic, I say, narcissistic kind of situation.
But it's a
Give
god.
thanks to me for all what you've done. If you're able to, like, type that in the chat as well, John, that would be great, please.
Give thanks to me as others have done since the dawn of time.
It's just asking for tribute. It's asking for. Like, I'm thinking it wants a ritual.
It seems like it wants to be the ritual, yeah.
Especially if the evidence is showing that it's a ritual of some kind.
Looking over here, Roman's looking over here. What is around this area here? I'm seeing like little dotted lines here.
That
is
a 4-columned portico, so it's like 4 columns going up to a low ceiling.
Okay, what about these little things here? Is that just an up? Is that
That's
showing?
like this.
Yeah.
That's the ceiling. So there's like a ceiling above that level.
Okay.
And then this is a sarcophagus.
Okay.
As you look at it, it is emitting magic.
What kind of magic?
Abjuration and evocation.
Was there a god that was a frogman again? Because I can't remember his name.
There was.
There was a god that was a frogman. What was What was his name?
Kubazan, according to my notes.
How do you spell it?
I've got it down as Kubazan.
Correct.
That's right then.
Seraphine, you can come back into the room now.
Okay.
We'll assume that Sammy will as well when he gets back.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing?
Well, the thing is...
So, Obalaka said that, then again, this is Obalaka, he seemed to be the guy that doesn't seem to want to do anything that might be cautious. So he's against the idea of having the mask on. Does the mask emit any kind of magic?
No.
Okay, so it's a normal mask. When adding the mask, does it say on the fresco of wearing the mask?
Each of the frescoes has a person wearing a mask.
It shows an old woman and an old man, young
So,
woman.
the first fresco shows an old woman wearing a frog mask, tossing 5 coins from her hand, as though sowing seeds.
Okay.
Fresco 2 shows an old man wearing a frog mask, holding a bug up to his mouth. The third fresco shows a young woman wearing a frog mask, holding a knife in one hand and a headless chicken in the other. And the fourth fresco, there is a human figure in the foreground, but cracks across the fresco obscure its face, but it is holding a lit candle.
Something tells me these are previous ones. Previous rituals, maybe? Like someone's done them before?
Or it's a complete ritual. Every single step of a ritual.
Usually,
Give thanks.
up until now, there was not
Ritual is never just a
alternate
ritual. Is never
versions.
just one action. It's multiple actions.
Dragonbait, at that Romad, Dragonbait will point at the inscription on the statue.
Yeah.
Give thanks to me as others have done since the dawn of time.
So basically, yeah, it's definitely, yeah, I see what you mean coming from offerings.
Oh, this woman.
But what's interesting is that it's showing individually of different people doing different things. It doesn't mean that they're doing. That's what I'm trying to say. Like they do.
Even so, it could be that if at first it was just giving 5 gold, then it was giving 5 gold and sacrificing a chicken, then it was 5 gold, a chicken, and a candle, then it was gold, chicken, candle, and eating a bug or whatever. But
and you said there was and the fourth fresco one. You said some of it's come off then.
The head of the figure has been obscured by cracks, so you can't tell the gender or the age.
either way, it's safe to assume the mask is required, because the other 3 are wearing the mask, even though we can't see that one.
I asked Obalaka, like, is there a reason why we can't wear a mask?
Seems dangerous.
Surely there's no magic hidden onto it.
I still don't like it. It seems dangerous.
Is there anything... Do you know this guy before?
Well, we were all gods together.
Yeah, but I'm assuming, as you being gods together, I'm assuming that you had interaction with this person before. I'm trying to get into character. Mad.
Yes, but it seems dangerous. I don't care if the others do it, but this is my face too now.
Well, the guy in my head is not helpful, unfortunately. But he's just against all this, saying it's very dangerous.
Trying to think. Because all of the gods have like a bit in front of them, like brave, blah blah blah. And so, I'm trying to remember what the one in your head it was.
Oh, Balaka.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what he's like.
Yeah, they all have like a emotion tied to them.
Because because obviously if he's just cautious anyway, you'll say that regardless. But at the same time, I don't trust the masks either. So... But at the same time, there's nothing on them necessarily.
Torin, make me an intelligence check.
Intelligence check? Oh boy. Intelligence. I don't know what it is. 18.
You recall back to the shrines in Omu. Obalaka teaches us to tread wearily and stay in the light.
So he is cautious.
Yes, he seems good. Just speaking to him, there's like one small thing, and he's like, "Yeah,
I mean,
no, I can't do
not
that."
to say it's a bad thing. Obviously, caution is very important.
It is.
But is he just being over cautious this time, or is he cautious with good reason? Which is impossible. Well, just kind of like puts his fingers on his temple and just starts.
Who is the eldest in our group?
Thetis, I think, or maybe Dragonbait. I don't actually know who's the.
It would be Thetis.
Oldest.
And female?
Well, we got Seraphine and we got Renala. And I guess Tammy as well, but...
Renala is 42.
I believe.
Oh, I just realised something about Obalaka. What's the gender of Obalaka?
I don't actually know.
He is a god. He is genderless.
He's a Pokemon. It's a legendary Pokemon. Oh, God.
So Renala would be the youngest of us, I think. No, wait, no, Philip would be the youngest, I think.
What level are we?
I have no idea how.
No,
Torin,
I believe Torin is the youngest.
Okay, correction.
How,
I don't know who the
how old is
youngest
it?
28.
Philip is 16, so.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
We,
I
we
mean,
know.
how old did you think he was?
I thought that Torin was younger.
Yeah, so wait, you thought Philip was more than 28? I'm just asking if you thought that Turin was less than 28 or if you thought that Philip was more than 28. That's just a question.
I thought that Torin was younger than 28.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Hold with me for a second, but I think we need our oldest female, our oldest male to wear masks, and our youngest likewise.
But we don't know the gender of the last. I mean, it stands to reason, don't get me wrong. Same way as it stands to reason that he's wearing a frog mask, but we don't know. But at the same time, we have no other real plan, so I think this is probably the best bet.
See, these are the runs which annoy me. I prefer the ones where you can run in and do something. Touch something, try something. Make something happen. No matter how good or bad, I can charge in and get it done. Who's
Somebody is
best?
typing something somewhere.
The
You know,
other
I do.
the other issue I have is that one, and points at the one with the chicken. Does that mean we have to sacrifice something or just bloodlet?
For the sake it's headless, it would appear sacrifice.
I think.
Anyone have anything to sacrifice?
I think. Yeah, I think it's. I think we should try and like do this in order. I don't think the whole age thing should matter.
The only reason I say that is that they've obviously went to the effort of making an old woman, old man, a young woman, and what I can only presume is a young man. It was there for a reason.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it
The
wouldn't
same
be
way
as
as
obvious.
The same as we said, it stands to reason that that man at the end with the face obscured is a young man wearing a mask. The same way as it stands to reason that we should do them in order, left to right, but at the same time we don't know that.
They're
I
wearing
think-
a mask though,
I
so it shouldn't really matter. I think if they were wearing a mask and doing their ritual, I think the ritual situation is more important than what you are. I think if we try to wear the mask and do the ritual in the same time as how the frescoes are, then. But then again, they do it in different people. So maybe one of us do a ritual in that same order, and then another ritual where the other person's wearing the mask. So basically, switching masks to that. If you can't understand where I'm coming from here, because there's no same people. So actually, yeah, I think you might be right. But if we were to be doing it through the same ritual, but each of us are doing the ritual individually. Oh shit, I've lost. He's like getting confused. If you kind of understand where I'm coming from here. So like, one ritual, Riordan's doing it, and then the next fresco, Philippe's doing it, and the next one is me, and the next one is Theodas. You know what I'm coming here from? You know what I'm coming from? Can someone talk to me, please? Please, because
Wait, I'm doing which one? I didn't hear what.
Tanny is basically saying you each do one of the things with a mask on.
I
But
know,
different-
I didn't hear
Different
the third
people
one.
do one.
So basically, if one of you eats the butt, like so for example, the first one is throwing the five coins or something with the mask on, and then the next one we switch to the next one who's eating bugs or something with the other mask on, and the next one someone have the other mask and they do the other ritual. But the problem is, so my question is, the chicken one. Where the hell are we gonna get a live? It could probably be like a live creature or a chicken. How are we ever gonna summon one without this?
Something with blood.
Something with blood.
Unless,
It could be just bloodletting.
or there could be something which we need to find first.
I don't
Could
think
be a
we could
chicken or
probably.
something we could find. There are other people alive down here. There's fair chance that it could be a chicken as well. The chicken is what is made.
I don't think it could be any kind of living creature. Can Roman look at the one with the chicken on? Can he look up see what else is on that kind of thing on the fresco to see any other details?
The fresco shows a frog-like behemoth with 4 Omuan hunters riding on its back. Finding a small boy lost in the jungle, the hunters seem elated. In the foreground, a young woman wearing a frog mask holds a knife in one hand and a headless chicken in the other.
Either way, I think I'm no use in this room.
Maybe it's something to do with like offerings. Hang on a second, guys. Yeah. Sorry about that. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
So hunters went off to find a missing child, right? And then in the background there was a woman basically.
In the
with
foreground.
In the foreground, there's a woman basically sacrificing some sort of chicken. Is there any kind of blood poured out or any kind of?
Just a headless chicken in one hand and a knife in the other.
Roman's gonna look over here real quick and just see if there's anything around the area, like the shrine area and all that.
The shrine is over here.
Uh,
Torin has already pointed out that there is a copper bowl containing rat bones, 4 dead cockroaches, a green candle with a wick, and 5 gold pieces.
Like, the ritual's already been performed at least once before.
Sweet.
Admittedly, with this bowl being full of rat bones, it indicates that it's anything with blood.
Yes, it seems it. Well, one of us has got to seem to hunt for a creature around here.
Sorry, Maddie, I heard you start to say something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
I thought of something quick. I'm not 100% sure if like this is accurate or not, but doesn't Theodus have a spell in which he can summon an animal friend? Or am I thinking of something else? I know there's one where like he can transform into an animal, but there's another
You
one.
can
isn't
call
there,
an
where
animal, yeah.
But is
I
it
also
actually
have-
You wouldn't-
But it's an illusion animal, I think. So
Yeah, I
if
think
you
it's a-
sacrifice it, I think it's gonna disappear just.
It is not an illusion.
Oh, it's not an
I
illusion.
do have beast speech as well.
And
Would that work for like calling for some creatures?
That would allow you to speak to a beast if there
that
is
mean-
one there.
It won't summon one.
But like as in if there's some creatures around here, then yeah.
So-
I mean, like if there's rats, there might be some rats around.
if I use the thing to invoke an animal, if we sacrifice it, will it actually make blood? Is the question.
Yes, you have seen them bleed if they've been cut before.
And I assume I've seen chicken in my life, so I could possibly.
I'm fairly certain it's safe to say that Theodos has seen a chicken by now.
I mean,
I
your
don't
family
know.
had
In
a
the several
farm,
hundred years
so
you've been alive.
200.
So we got.
201.
Are we able then to get an animal then, and sacrifice it?
Theodos can summon a chicken.